Konami. Oh, how you have fallen. So, hello everyone. Welcome to another day of Spooky Stuff Month. Today we're looking at Silent Hill 2 Restless Dreams. For those of you who don't know, this is a quote-unquote enhanced edition that came out on the Xbox in, I believe, December of '01. I could be wrong. Then it came out later on the PS2 and finally on PC. It's an extended edition that has an extra scenario. We're not going to do that one first. And of course, Letters from Silent Heaven, which is the normal like base game. So we're just going to go ahead and jump into that. Action level, normal, normal. To my knowledge, actually, you know what? I've only looked at the HD collection once.
Mary, could you really be in this town?
Okay, so I've only looked at the HD collection version of Silent Hill 2 once. The reason for once is because it is absolutely abysmal. As is Silent Hill 3. Uh, Bugs galore, glitches. Of course, the most infamous problem with both versions is the fog. The fog textures, it isn't volumetric. It looks like they just kind of took a bunch of GIFs, a bunch of square GIFs, and just pasted them all over the screen. It looks god-awful. The reason I brought that up is I don't remember, just to kind of get off track again, look at that big JPEG in the background. Look at that giant mural of a lake.
In my restless dreams, I see that town, Silent Hill. You promised you'd take me there again someday, but you never did. Well, I'm alone there now, in our special place, waiting for you.
I got a letter. The name on the envelope said, Mary. My wife's name. It's ridiculous. Couldn't possibly be true. That's what I keep telling myself. A dead person can't write a letter. Mary died of that damn disease 3 years ago. So then, why am I looking for her? Our special place. What could she mean? This whole town was our special place. Does she mean the park on the lake? We spent the whole day there. Just the two of us, staring at the water. Could Mary really be there? Is she really alive? Waiting for me?
Okay. As I was saying, I'm gonna shut up during the dialogue because this game is kind of soft. Um, I don't remember if the second scenario is actually in the HD collection. We might do it later on. Alright, so there's our first map. As a fair warning, though, it's been 4 years. Actually, no, I take it back. It's been a little more than 4 years since I've let alone touched. Since I've touched or pretty much seen Silent Hill 2. And I've never actually beaten it. I've beaten Silent Hill 4 and I've beaten 3. I've never completed 2. So, just as a fair warning, this might be slow and it might be agonizing to watch. And I do apologize. But talking about the fog, here it looks fantastic. Let me go ahead and go into the camera. Like, this is fog. In the HD collection, this looks like, I was about to say hundreds, more like 30. Looks like 30 overlaid square JPEGs. Like, as I run, if you look carefully, you can see it dissipating around me as I, run down this path. But yeah, like, that was the main, just like, awful thing about it. Like, it was just horrible to look at. I believe Konami ended up patching the PS3 version. I may have this backwards, but I believe the PS3 version eventually got updated. But they just said, the hell with the 360 version. One of them they just gave up on. It just couldn't be done. As I said at the beginning, of course, this is the enhanced version on on the Xbox. I'm playing it on a 360. The controls are a little funky, a lot funkier than I remember whenever I first played this on the original on a PS2. There's something in the well. Oh wait, no, I forgot, the voice acting is really bad. What's that? Looking at this makes me feel like someone's groping around inside my skull. It gives me a weird feeling. There we go. I don't know if I have enough free space for this. Oh. Look, it's fine. It's fine. You don't have to... Wow, that is big. Ew. The controls are a little funky in this version. So the D-pad, it is tank controls by default. You can adjust it. I think it's got 5 presets. It's tank controls by default. If you use a D-pad, it's just your standard walk speed. Standard speed, everything. The Duke, the huge OG Xbox controller that everybody had problems using because it was just so unwieldy. That of course had black and white buttons on it. The white one was your flashlight, and the black one was your crouch and to run. Those have been assigned to the two bumpers, the two shoulder buttons, because I totally didn't remember that the Duke just didn't have those. It only had triggers. So yeah, D-pad and right shoulder is to run. Alternatively, the control stick is just run all the time. All the time. Standard. Alright, another cutscene's coming up, so...
Excuse me,
I'm sorry. I
No,
was
it's
just...
okay. I didn't mean to scare you. I'm kind of lost.
Lost?
for Silent Hill? Is this the right way?
Yeah. It's hard to see with this fog, but there's only the one road. You can't miss it.
Thanks.
But
Yes?
I think you'd better stay away. This, this town, there's something wrong with it. It's kind of hard to explain, but
Is it dangerous?
maybe. And it's not just the fog either.
Okay,
It's...
I got it. I'll be careful.
I'm not lying.
No, I believe you. It's just... I guess I really don't care if it's dangerous or not. I'm going to town either way.
But why?
I'm looking for someone.
Who is it?
Someone very important to me. I'd do anything if I could be with her again.
Me too. I'm looking for my mama. I mean my mother. It's been so long since I've seen her. I thought my father and brother were here, but I can't find them either. I'm sorry. It's not your
No,
problem.
I hope you find them.
Yeah, you too.
So that's kind of an odd encounter. Before I continue to finish my statements, strafing is also assigned to the buttons, and if you do it, you can make them hammer time. Yeah, strafing is X and B, which is really odd.
What is it?
Oh, nothing. Sure is quiet here, huh?
I guess.
Now, it may just be the less than par voice acting. I always found that the exchange to be kind of not necessarily off-putting, but just dismissive, I guess is the word. Especially how she kind of responds to Sutherland being lost. Like, the way she reacts is just kind of like, how can you get lost? There's only one road into Silent Hill. Am I actually going in the right direction? No, I didn't think so. Kind of like, it's impossible. Like, haven't you been here before? Like, she doesn't know that the entire town was their quote-unquote special place, but it's kind of like, you've been here before. It's a small place. How could you possibly get lost? There are other things about that conversation, but that's for later on in the game. I have a bunch of friends that have actually played through Silent Hill 2 to completion. It's weird. I have friends that have played this game all the way through and who, like, enjoy it and, like, you know, this is their Ark of the Covenant. This is their holy grail of horror games. And I also have friends who fit into another category who actually didn't make it very far past this opening portion of the game. Nothing really goes on here. This is all just kind of establishing atmosphere, establishing tone. Like, there's no enemies, there's no music, there's no dialogue. It's just one man and his trek towards the unknown. Literally. It's just one man on his trek towards the unknown trying to find his... Well, not so much trying to find, but like trying to unravel the mystery of his dead wife. Also, I just want to point out, I know this is a long trek. There are cars, and trucks, and larger vehicles. There's no way they would have made it through there. Going back on that conversation, it's also interesting that James just like completely dismisses her whenever she's talking about like something's not right with the town. Like, it's dangerous. You know, you should really be careful. He's just like, yeah, I got it. I got it. I know. I know, sister. I've been here before. But it's like, you don't know. You don't know it's here. She's been here. She's trying to tell you. Also, she probably couldn't tell you because it's like, how do you explain, oh, there's weird monsters and stuff in the city. Nobody's here. How do you explain that to someone without looking like a crackpot? I forgot if there's something in this area. I don't think there is. One of the subtle elements that shows up in a lot of these older survival horror exploration games, James will often, actually no, I think every single time, he'll straight up turn his head and look at an object that you can interact with. A lot of older games do that. Not so much these days, but like, I think all of the Silent Hills do that, up through Silent Hill 4. So I guess all of the old school ones. The early Tomb Raiders do that. Blood Rain, if you guys sat through that, Blood Rain, Rain does it. Yeah, like, again, like I said, there's literally nothing going on right now. It's all a tone setter. It's all just establishing the environment and getting you used to this fog. And yeah, like, we're here. Sanders and Wiltz. Or Wiltsy. Like, welcome to Silent Hill. This is it. I hope you enjoy the scenery. Yeah, speaking of things that aren't right with the town. Yeah, let's go investigate, shall we? I mean, we just saw blood. And we just saw a horribly disfigured figure. Yeah. Let's just, you know, go with our instincts and chase after it, shall we? Alright, there's Blood Trail 1 that we just passed. Again, not a whole lot going on in the early game. I'm free to explore the rest of the town. Like, I can go do that right now. But there is an order of operations in terms of doing things. Alright, so for example, like I was talking about, here he's looking at something. I wonder what that is on the other side of the gate. Whatever it is, it really, you know, perked his attention. And this over here, what do we have? A health drink. Is there something in these boxes over here? I don't remember. No. Nothing over there. This health drink. You have to be very specific. And of course, the red letter. Oh no, somebody's groping around in my head. Maybe I should save the forest. Like, seriously, why is that so... Why is that in such... Oh my god. That is in such terrible, terrible quality. I wonder if that's an emulation problem. I don't own an OG Xbox, so I can't go and test that off camera. Camera, work with me. Ah, yes. our trusty, 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 probably most helpful device in the entire game. As we clip through that... Oh, okay, never mind. So I say, as we clip through that bar. Also, James, do you not notice what's right next to you on your left? Ugh. Alright, so I'll just tell you right now, combat is not the focus of these games.
Dead? What the hell is it? It's not human.
It might have been at one point. Just to... Okay, like, let's just stop and make sure. So, yeah, combat has one purpose, and it's to slow down enemies who are in pursuit. And that's it, you're just better off running. Yeah, also, to actually get into, because you may have noticed that you have to enter a combat stance, and then hammer time some more. You have to actually go into a combat stance and then attack. And it's with, well, in this case, A. I'm sure on the PS2 it's X and R2. On here it's right trigger and A.
Oh, yeah. This thing broken? What the? I better take it anyway. I might need it.
Yeah, we'll definitely need it. Why? Oh hey, so bloody footprints, those will wear off in a minute. Yeah, there they go. So, about that radio, and why it's the most important thing in the game. As far as I'm concerned, when you get close to a monster, an enemy, anything, you'll hear static. Nah, we don't need to save. I kind of have an idea of where I need to go. So, for example, right now, it's starting to get all staticky. Yeah, so, that guy spits acid. I can attack, but, like, why? Especially since there's multiples here, and I should probably just run. Except I can't run this way, because the road's out. Caving on the road, I can't go any farther than this. Yeah. A good majority of the creatures you are faster than, so you may as well just run away. Something's written on it. Too bad I can't read it because the surface has been rubbed away. Oh darn. It's the remains of swamp. Uh-huh. Blood swamp. Yikes. So, something happened to the water supply. The end. Not necessarily the end, but... something happened here. There's a creature there, we'll just leave him alone. If my calculations are correct, I believe there's a key or something down here. Ooh, a health drink. I mean, at least the monsters are kind enough to just leave, you know, completely new, free health drinks all over the place for me. For the non-creatures, for the normal humans. That's good. Thank you, weird nightmare. Thank you, weird nightmare aberrations. Apartment gate key, there it is. Oh, I thought that guy would spring to life. Never mind. Really thought that guy springs to life afterwards. Alright, so the apartment is next. Also, this game does something that a lot of other games still to this day kind of fail to do. Even with, like, technology and games and sandboxes going absolutely insane. This game gives you a really good sense of scale in terms of the actual, like, town of Silent Hill. And maybe it's because you spend it all on foot. Just going from location to location. But even though there aren't any actual, like, people walking around, there's no traffic, there's no life, if you will. I know there's something else over here. There it is. Even though there's, like, just nothing going on, you still get the sense that this is... You still get the sense that this is, like, a real place. I hate things that crawl, dude. I hate things that crawl. Is this it? No. Somebody's close. There you are. We'll just leave you be. Like, you've got a residential district. Of course, you've got the lake and the park. You have a cemetery, a church. Like, all your basic elements of a real-life small town are here. Yeah, fun stuff in here. It's like, it's weird because, you know, today we have games like Prototype 1 and 2 that have just swarms and swarms of people in the streets. And it's still, like, and it's not necessarily a one-to-one recreation of New York, but it still kind of feels like, oh, it's just a video game. Kind of the same thing with Watch Dogs. But I mean, the fact that the police are just as homicidal as you are kind of takes you out of the immersion anyway. Like, seriously, go commit a crime in Watch Dogs and start a police chase. They are way more dangerous than you are. I seriously think that's a text bug in the background of the save menu. But yeah, even though this is, I mean, obviously a video game, thank God, like, it still feels... It's very easy to get immersed in this. Very, very easy to get immersed. Nope. Did I get it on the first try? Is it this room? Yay! That is really creepy. That is really creepy. Also, all the handles are lined with retro-reflective material. Safety stripes everywhere. Huh. Nothing else? Cool. Darn it. James. 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 So the first of the mannequin enemies. Could you please scoot up just a little bit? Thank you. The first of the mannequin enemies. I want to make sure. I want to make sure you don't get up. Alright, you're not going to get up. At least not before I leave the room. Which... This way! Excuse me. Pardon me. And now, here, I believe. Yep. Oh, you're actually in my way, and you're spewing your guts. I actually need you to move. You're gonna get back up. You're gonna get back up. Not that one. Also, it's like, this is an apartment building. This is like a real apartment building. It's huge, it's spacious. Although I must admit, my apartment right now is nowhere near as luxurious as this place. Not even close. Henry... Mildred? Milfred? Mildred? Nani? Henry, Mildred, and Scott. Okay. Yes. I can read. Oh. Something's written here. It says... What's that say? The scars from the past shall remove the nails that's... Oh, the scars from the past that shall remove this nail that stops time. That's deep. Especially on a clock. 102 and 15 seconds. Faceplate is closed. It's locked. I can't touch the needles of the clock like this. Okay. So it's like, I'm pretty sure I don't have what I need to start that. And I don't think there's anything else in this room that I can mess with. What is it? Locked? Yeah. Everything is locked in Silent Hill. That's the way back out. Look, I'll bet this is locked. Never mind, I can't even interact with it. Just kidding. But, I'll tell you guys what. This is going to conclude today's episode of Spooky Stuff Month. Thank you guys for watching. However, I'll tell you what. I don't think we're done with Silent Hill 2. I personally have never beaten it. I want to. And you know what? This is apparently the definitive edition. It isn't marred and plagued with graphical errors. 3 needles stand on 3 different heights. The fat, the tall, and the thin. From slow to fast, they move to the right. Scott rests on 3, but not 15. You know, when I die, I want to leave cryptic riddles all over my house. And when somebody spends like a year decrypting them, it just leads to like a pork roast. Anyway, but this will conclude today's episode of Spooky Stuff Month. I'm not done with it. Light's emitting from my back. I'm not done with Silent Hill 2. We're going to go ahead and play this all the way through to completion. Extra scenario and all, because, yeah, I want to. But, until then, I will see you guys in the future.